Hello, welcome to my podcast. It's my podcast. It's Within the Flesh, episode 29. Day
29?
29.
9?
We have some boys with us. We have FoxP2, we have
Hello.
Shinlar, and we got
Welcome to my
Arathrum.
podcast.
Hello.
Yes, a new boy. Hello.
Hello, new boy. How are you?
New
Yeah.
boy?
Yeah, you're the
you're
new
the
boy,
new boy.
Arathrum.
Is that
You're the new boy.
I'm the new boy?
You're the
Yeah.
new boy.
You're just born. What are
He's
your
there-
first
he's there
words?
time to shine.
I feel like I've been in a podcast before with you guys. But yeah, so should I do a little introduction or
Yeah, you can all do an introduction if you feel like it.
all right. Well, let's see. Oh, it's gonna be different from the one I usually do. So I have been a video game metal cover artist for quite a few years, and besides that I have career in data governance, the data consultant, and yeah, so those are two things that have been like parallel trajectories in my life, and man, I'm so unprepared for this.
I mean, you get yourself into that like you didn't need the intro. You did it anyway.
Yeah, just here to talk. Yeah, probably gonna be. I'm gonna have to warm up a little bit, but I'm an artist. I make music. I have composed things. I make metal covers. I make videos. I stream. And I'm
Damn.
also in the
Our boy's a
tech
whole renaissance
industry.
man.
Yeah, it's kind of what I'm going for. Yeah.
Would you describe yourself as being happy?
Okay, already with the heavy questions. Jesus.
It's a simple question.
No, it's not.
Happy. Well, that is actually an interesting discussion. I find myself, I would say short answer is yes. And that is because I started focusing less on happiness and more on fulfillment and meaning.
See, that's the right answer.
Ah,
That is very much correct. I
Yeah.
mean, not to say
yeah,
there
that's
is a
the right
correct
answer.
answer in life, but that is the optimal to seek happiness. It's not,
Yeah.
not a singular event or an item or a person or anything like that. It is, coming to terms with uh, your reality and being happy, or I guess being stable with it.
Yeah. It also required a lot of rethinking and also I would say reorganizing important parts of my life. It was a bit scattered before. And also since I have been doing so many different things, um, I would sometimes get too caught up in one aspect of my personality or hobbies or actions or whatever,
True
and
that.
just not really seeing myself as anything beyond the things I produce or make, or I have to be the artist, or I have to be the developer or the specialist or whatever. It's like, wait, there's more, behind all that stuff. And took me a while to figure out, but feel like I'm getting closer to my actual self and being strong enough to tell the truth whenever necessary, and
Mm.
also being able to carry the burdens of others, or at least listen and try to help.
So essentially, you would say that you're getting to the point where you have reached a satisfactory level where you can maintain yourself and be able to just live life like that while also possibly managing to add someone else's life to your own and to try and spread that kind of joy to others.
Yeah, for sure. So for a long time, I did make a series of bad mistakes with long term, like bad consequences. I just put myself in bad situations, and I think it started with taking control, and accountability accountability for whatever I did is a choice I made. It may not have been a choice I wanted to make, but it was still something I did, so kind of, instead of looking outward, also, yeah, it touches upon like outward validation as well, kind of bringing it back to myself and being open, honest, and perhaps a little vulnerable about the things you actually want, and also being realistic about, okay, so what does that mean? Like, what I think one of the things that kickstarted that for me was, imagine at this point in time you have all the time, all the money, all the resources, you have everything you ever wanted. What now? What are you going to do with that? And I wasn't able to answer that question, actually, like in any way. Like, you have everything now. What are you going to do? And I thought, that's a problem. So even if I had full control over my life, I would not know what to do with it.
I had the
And,
problem for the longest time.
and that kind of started, I think, yeah, I think that started me going down the road of like being more, I don't know, mindful, strategic, planning, and thoughtful about things. It's like, what, yeah, like, if you actually had those things you say you want, you had them right now, what would you do? It was like, I don't know. That's a problem. Maybe you don't know what you want. So kind of kickstarted the thing into working on my own weaknesses, starting to define things, and gradually structuring my life into something better, because it it just wasn't up to my own standards, even, you know.
Are you happy with the progress you've made so far? Or do you think, a future version of yourself may be like, man, I could have done so much better back then?
That's part of a critical voice that is still somewhere in the back of my head. It says, man, if you would have done it this way, or you should have seen this coming, and that is, I think that's a part I try to focus less on because it's not productive,
Yeah.
actually holding you back. But it is a voice. Well, it's like a reminder. I mean, maybe like a, a talking scar, if you will.
You think it's like a wall to push off of?
That too, something you carry with you, but also um, way to answer that, or just to, let's say, combat that feeling is, yes, that happened, and we're here now. So now what? And I think yeah, I think that really helped for me to stop living in the past, and let things haunt you and focus on the future and the better things. And I'm also not really like a big fan of the over positivity, the manifesting. If you believe in yourself,
That's
you can do it, and
toxic positivity shit. Yeah, I hate
yeah,
that too.
it's like it's both. Like things can suck and also be beautiful at the same time,
Yeah.
And
That's what I say all the time. People don't fucking listen. They just want the perfect little world all the time, and that's not feasible.
yeah, exactly. So I think for me, yeah, and also just acknowledging that there are all these different sides to being a person. And mode, it's like, oh, now I'm the artist because this is going well, and this is what people appreciate. And
Okay, sorry, but to elaborate on what I said, because it seems like I'm just being negative. It's not that it's not possible to be happy all the time. Is that being happy all the time is unsustainable, and you actually don't want that.
exactly,
People that think they
also,
do.
yeah, I mean, even biochemically, it's not
We
possible.
need both. Yeah.
Yeah,
For
that's
me,
true.
it's the caveat. It's the, you know, a lot of people describe heaven as like, oh, you get to eat ice cream whenever you want, and you can do whatever you
Eternal
want.
happiness. Yeah.
Eternal happiness. And it's like, well, eventually that happiness, becomes the norm. You know, there is no neutral zone to return to, or any bad things to happen to, make the good things worth it. Eventually, it just
No
becomes
point of
nothing.
comparison.
Yeah, it's if you had all the money in the world, well, congratulations. It's fun for like maybe a week or two, and then it's like, oh well, um, now
Until
just
you
pointless.
realize, yeah, you realize that the thing, the whole point of having the money was to spend on the things that you wanted originally.
Yeah,
Now that
exactly.
what do you have now?
And I think a lot of people just I think it's very insultatious to those people that it's like, you're really gonna say, dude, I just busted my ass working a fucking 9-hour shift at the at the fucking like gas station. You gonna tell me
The
that it was,
biggest explosion factory.
yeah, the fucking factory, bro? You think I want to hear this? I want a fucking day off. That's what I want,
Mm.
Happy enough with the day off. Yes, a day off is good, but you only want that because you don't have it right now.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not saying like keep fucking killing yourself working. Like that's not work for a situation you're comfortable in, but you also are exposed to things that will make you happy with what you already have. If you keep chasing that dragon, you're never gonna reach it.
I believe it. I think there's again, I think the perfect life is to come to a point where you're comfortable in it, not, living rich, living fine and all that. Those are additives to it. Don't get me wrong, but just being
Sure.
comfortable within
The flesh.
within the flesh, man. I think that's what matters most. Self-actualization. Like,
Oh
this
yeah,
is
the
how
thing
life
that
is.
that Charlie was talking about.
Yeah.
So, how do we feel about friends with benefits?
Yeah, speaking of that, actually, yeah, that actually connects with the conversation we were just having. See, that wasn't a fucking easy question. I told you.
Kind of zoned out for like 30 minutes there.
You're just listening to the bibble babble.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to keep your attention, Shinlar. You gotta admit.
Shinlar,
No.
how do you feel about friends with benefits? I know
I
you're
have
in a
no.
committed relationship right now.
How do I feel about them?
Yeah, that's what's important to get
I'm
hear his
neutral
input.
towards them.
You're neutral? In what way?
Yeah. I'm not for it, but I'm okay if someone else will do it.
I don't know.
All
It's just
right.
not for me.
All right. How about you, Fox?
Friends with benefits. I've had it in the past. I was incredibly miserable because I'm looking for something different in a relationship. I'm not looking for cheap thrills. I'm looking for commitment. I'm looking for, in the most pure sense of the word, partner, a
You're,
teammate.
you're looking for water in the desert.
No, I'm
'Cause
looking.
that's what it sounds like.
The
I'm not. I'm
oasis.
not getting, like. I'm not looking for somebody else to validate my existence. I want somebody to work alongside me, for both of us to have similar, if not the same, goals. Which is like it can be something as basic as just let's try to survive together, that kind of shit.
But you're looking at it in a friends with benefits situation.
Friends with benefits will bring none of that to the table.
Yeah, you seeked that from it.
No, I just fancied a woman.
Oh, gotcha.
That's why it didn't bring
rather
anything to me.
you'd rather not have that, like you would.
I'd rather deny myself the chance of having a friends with benefits than have it.
Okay, so you
I
would
much rather
actually
look for something else.
sacrifice it if you cannot have that thing.
If I can have like a real quote unquote committed relationship, then yeah, I'd much rather that.
How about you,
Yeah.
Arathrum?
I'm starting to turn around on that. No, I would say um I think friends with benefits. I've been in those situations. Might actually be entering one soon. Um, um, but it's not. I would have to agree. It's not like the end goal. It's not the thing you really want.
Yeah.
That's why I think people come up with, things like situationships, or just until something better comes along, or just not to feel alone.
Yeah,
And
no, I hate that.
I did from a moral. I did broke off like um several of those situations because it didn't really feel good, because there's always going to be, emotional attachment. It's not that easy to
It's not black and white.
yeah, it's not that easy to separate that. You're gonna, you know, grow towards each other. It's uh, so it actually presents two problems. Like on the one hand, um, if that does happen, that means you're actually moving towards a relationship, which is more than friends with benefits. And if it doesn't, it is just purely transactional, which is not the kind of interaction you are generally looking for.
Yeah, I'm in there
So,
to engage with the person, not with exclusively with her tits.
well then, let me ask you this, Arathrum. You said you may be getting into one soon enough. What are you seeking to get from it then? Is it just the sexual pleasures? Or are you
Uh,
seeking something deeper and something that has already been
That is,
predestined to fail?
it's a part of it. It's also,
I mean,
I
do you
think,
think you're gonna sound shallow? You know, if you did
Is that
admit
what you're
that.
worried about?
oh no, 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 I'm very open about this. Like that doesn't matter to me, you know. I just wanna think this through
Yeah.
because I mean I have abstained from pretty much um all, let's say, well, I wouldn't say all female interaction, but let's just say that I have abstained from physical contact for years, going on 4 years now, I think.
Oh,
Um, haven't been touched
living the
by
monk
a
life.
woman in a loving manner. Let's put it that way. And I think that does have some mental effects. And at this point, I probably need to do something about that. You
Yeah,
know, some, you can call it getting back into the game or whatever. But also, I think
yeah.
it's just unhealthy to be um this
Lonely.
lonely,
Touch starved.
touch starved. Yeah, that's the word I was looking. Yeah, like it's a form of deprivation as well, you know. And yeah, something I
It
just
gets weird. It does something to your brain. You start looking at people differently.
yeah, and it gets kind of ingrained, and I don't want it to solidify, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Into
I want to
some kind of
solidify
feeling of
some other things.
hatred.
You know,
Oh,
it's like I don't just want to give up and be like, you know what, friends with benefits, it's complicated and makes things difficult. You know, at this
yeah,
point,
I don't want
I,
to settle for that.
Well, then
yeah,
let me ask
like
you both this then. You know,
Mm.
would you say it's out of desperation that you decide to do friends with benefits? Since both of you are seeking something more than it, right?
Hmm.
You know, it's almost like you are having to drink from a well, but it's poisoned. Like you kind of need that physical feeling of
Yeah,
maybe
just so I
love
don't
or
feel alone.
affection to not feel alone, but you're wanting more from it,
Um,
but it's already destined that, you know, that's really not what that's there for.
yeah. Well, in my case, I'm just willing to tank the psychological damage if that means um not getting that kind of uh like fixing my touch starvation.
Right.
Because I'm just saying that it definitely wouldn't work for me, because then I would feel, because I've been through that before, like that it felt empty. It felt like I'm not really connecting to another person, which is what apparently subconsciously I'm seeking for, because I'm not doing this as a conscious decision.
Yeah.
It happens that way. Now only I can only translate to my Bibble Babble machine, that is the rest of my brain, what the one part of my brain actually looks for.
Right. Because, again, it's very much, why put yourself into that position where you know you will be hurt and that you will
Yeah,
be
not by
disregarded
other
as
people,
nothing.
more by myself,
Well,
because I realized way too late that I just, oh, this is not what I'm looking for. Fuck.
yeah. I was kind of wanting to see, like, the reasoning behind both of your guys's, like, why would you join into something that is distinctly a friends with benefits? There's
Hmm.
I know there is the rare chance of like it developing into something more, but the other
I don't want
party,
to count on it.
yeah, I definitely wouldn't count on it. But it's like, you know, it's like I guess there's no real good way to kind of describe it, but I'll be a little extreme here and say that it's kind of like setting yourself up for like a mentally abusive relationship, like
Yeah,
where you are treated as nothing but a sexual object and then disregarded, you know?
it's just weird how that happens, huh?
Yeah.
It doesn't
We
really.
think this kind of shit only happens to women. What?
I mean, it doesn't. Sorry, I'm eating
Yeah.
That's fine.
a banana. Yeah. No, it doesn't necessarily have to be that way. Like you can actually be clear about the expectations
Right.
like beforehand.
Yeah.
You know, set some boundaries and actually be really good friends.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
depending on it, it's context dependent. And I would say if you overgeneralize it, yes, it doesn't work. And like in the long run, might not be the best option, but also like the negative consequences of not being involved with the other gender for years. Uh, I think that's more. That's actually more damaging.
Right.
You start to lose touch with, well, 50% of the population.
But
Not saying they're all suited for you. Some of them are taken, some of them are not your type. But I think I think especially for longer periods of time, like if you don't use a muscle, it atrophies. And I think not using the romantic or the friend, I mean, it's somewhere in between romantic and, and friendship, right? So I would say not really using that for a long period of time is going to be, it's just going to be bad for you overall.
Yeah.
And I think it, like also in terms of exposure, like
I mean, I expose myself plenty to the opposite gender. It's just I have a lot of female friends. That's not the problem. No, that's not a problem for me.
that's the thing I wanted to get into is that, you know, that's the other thing about it is that if it is you don't want to lose out on that feeling or letting that, kind of memory, m- muscle memory, of being able to love and to feel like that atrophy, then, you know, why not put your efforts into maintaining your female friendships while also searching out someone who is looking for dating? Why go for the friends with benefits then?
Yeah, I don't. I just keep my female friends.
Yeah.
If we're talking exclusive as like, oh, you're gonna forget how to talk to women, it's like, okay, no, don't worry, I got that covered.
Right, right. I guess I mean this question more for Arathrum. It's like if
Mm,
if friends with benefits is such a destructive thing towards your mentality, you know, why get in it and why not just, maintain your friendships with your female companions while,
at
searching for that person who does want a
at this
relationship?
at this point, I would say not having it is more detrimental to my mental health.
Right.
Like I
You
said,
gotta weigh, you gotta weigh your
being
pros and cons.
yeah, you know, I don't like to use the term, but let's say my period of celibacy has been somewhat involuntary, and
It's a moment. It's a moment.
yep, incel, yeah, with a few exceptions. But let's just say yeah, like I said before, coming up on 5 years, you know, not touched by a woman, it does things to you and the way you look at yourself. So I would say friends with benefits.
It's kind of like a band-aid to the situation.
Like if you do that like all the time, like just switch some
You're
kind of monkey
gonna,
branch and whatever, like there's probably something you're trying to, like a kind of void you're trying to fill. But I think for me, like not having that for such a long time, I'm kind of like the pendulum is kind of swinging back for me. It's like I kind of need that, kind of need that affection, maybe give it a chance. I don't know. Get back into the swing of things.
yeah.
And but also be really clear about, this is probably not going to be a relationship, but we're
Yeah,
both lonely, so you know
Ah,
might as well
okay.
be lonely together.
but also accepting that if another option does come along, that, you know,
You're gonna go like, ah, okay, good, and just fucking flush it down the toilet.
yeah. So,
And well, sure, yeah, and then you're free to move on. I'm not. uh that's also a thing, like I don't. uh
Now, okay, why did this relationship form in the first place? Like, did you both acknowledge it's like, oh, okay, I'm lonely as fuck. You're good enough. Hop in. That kind of shit. If that's the case, why not just give each other a genuine chance?
uh mm,
That's what I'm saying. It's like I go in with
well,
that
because
intention
it's
right off the
because,
bat.
I
well,
think you're missing the first part of it, the
The-
friends
the-
part. That
yeah, no, I don't care.
that's what you're seen as, I believe. It's well,
Yeah, but
he's a
if
nice
you're
guy. He's
willing
a
to
good friend.
accept, if you're willing to accept, okay, he's a nice friend, and I also gonna fuck him because I feel too lonely.
Yeah,
Well, my input on this.
yeah. Go ahead, Shinlar.
Yeah, Mister Committed Relationship.
Thank you. Quite proud of it, by the way.
I'm proud of you too.
Oh my god. Anyway, my thoughts, well, my personal thoughts on my side when it comes to it. The reason why I'm not for it is nothing will ever really come of it.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. And
There's
I
nothing there.
am for it, but for the same reason.
Hmm.
It is a transaction. It is, you know.
Friends. Okay.
But I
So
agree with you,
so
Schindler. Go
so
for
what's
it.
the longest time you went without a,
Without fucking?
let's say, loving touch?
Okay, without loving touch. Plenty of time.
I'm gonna
Long
give you
time.
a
We're talking
loving
years.
touch.
How
I'm
how
gonna.
many years? Yeah,
We're talking years, babe.
You say
yeah.
Schindler?
I'd give you my loving touch, Fox. I'd whack your PP like one of the boxing things.
Like a fucking boxing pair.
No,
Yeah.
but like seriously, because there are statistics on that, and I think it's about 70, 60 to 70% of men have been like celibate for a period of 4 years, um, compared to 20% of women, for example.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like men are increasingly lonely and
Yeah, I mean, I'm not
touch
lonely because of
starved.
sex. I'm lonely because I haven't found that
You
what I'm
haven't
looking
found
for.
someone to relate to on a deep and personal level that's not just a
Hmm.
fucking little retard friend of yours.
I feel like celibate is
Maybe not that
dependent on
mean,
the
but yeah.
person though, and why they feel desperate.
Yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind the celibacy. I'm willing
I don't
to.
mind it
Like
either.
I
I want to
said,
save myself from marriage.
no, no, not in that.
Sorry, I don't count
Not in
blowjobs
that
though.
sense.
I do not count
Not in
blowjobs.
that. I'm not talking about that sense. I'm talking about the psychological damage of being
Oh,
touched starved as
psychological.
fuck.
Okay.
If it means that eventually I will find somebody that actually does
Suffering will
uh,
lead to something
fulfill
great.
that need.
Not a religious
And
man, but
I'm not against
You're a
sex. I'm
moral
not
man.
afraid of
I'm
sex.
moral. Yes,
I don't think sex is that important.
it's not necessary for the continuation of a species, but
I think it plays a part in maintaining a healthy relationship.
I mean,
Yes.
it does.
Yes.
Yes.
Don't make it sound that disgusting, dude. Sounds so medical.
What, maintaining a healthy relationship?
No, sex has many it's playtime.
It
You
does
know,
have its benefits, though. I
The
will not
playtime,
deny that.
it's fun. It is fun.
playtime between people.
Yes.
If you don't take a deeper look, then you'll never understand the true importance.
It's mommy and daddy's turn to have fun on the video game in a special way.
Oh,
Exactly.
Mhm.
Special wrestling. No,
special,
so
special hug.
Yes, wrestling in here. Oh God.
no, but yeah, I don't know. I've also been in long relationships, so one of 8 years, and then one of 2 years, and lots of stuff in between. And you could say from a traditional standpoint, like you could call it lazy dating, which might be true. But 8 years together with someone, like committed,
Mhm.
actually, kind of, I guess, on the way to getting married, kids, do the whole thing. And then for that to break, I mean, I'm not gonna, well, let's say it is divorce adjacent. Okay, so maybe without the legal paperwork, I would say divorce adds another layer to it. Uh,
Sure.
Or
but
equal to
that's like,
divorce.
yeah, but that's like a big break. And so that's something you know, I'm still carrying with me. Then I had
Yeah.
a 2 to 3 year, actually, I would say in terms of maturity, it was worse. but it was more exciting. But I wasn't, well, in the end, it still comes back to, like, I didn't have the resources, the authority, or the maybe strength or ability to provide safety and comfort to the degree that was necessary to make it a successful relationship. And also mentally, I wasn't strong enough because um, I'm not a fan of both weighing things. I I do believe that men and women have different roles and that they are complementary.
Such as like the
Mhm.
man being the provider and the woman being the caretaker. Such
Yeah,
that what you're
like for
saying?
most part, yeah. And obviously, like you can play with the sliders a little bit,
Yeah.
and there's many different forms, but I think still that stands. Like it's like a Venn diagram or something.
And it's
Uh,
also like, it's not a force situation. It's better, it's better if they just do it naturally that way. Like they both
it
Mhm.
feel comfortable doing that.
it happens. It just happens that way. It's kind of the natural order of,
Doesn't
and
now. Boy,
Ooh.
do I have the example for you.
Oh. I was about to say.
see,
enlighten me.
my parents have been in a happy marriage for it's going to be going on 50 years now. And at the beginning, my dad was the provider, my mom was the caretaker, but then they started those roles started getting combined. My dad was the caretaker and provider, and my mom was provider too, to the point that she was so busy she couldn't be the caretaker. And then, like fucking 20 years passed, like for that kind of thing. Because at the end of the day, we just needed money. Whoever the fuck could bring the money, we were good. Like just make it so we don't die at the end of the month.
Mhm.
And now, um, my my dad is working for my mom, so they're both providers and caretakers of each other, and they're
Yeah,
on equal grounds.
and is that a stable situation?
Yes,
It works
the
because
most
it
the
is.
most stable it's ever been.
It, that's beautiful. Yeah. So that, yeah, that's amazing. So, well, I'm trying to slowly ease into it, but I I guess it's no secret that
Rip the band-aid
I'm
off.
leaning a little bit
Yeah,
more towards the traditional side of things,
yeah.
at
I
least
mean,
in
you
terms
can
of,
just say that's what you want, but
Yeah.
that's also valid.
yeah. So I also come from like a traditional household, but
Oh,
also
me
what I
too.
see around me. But my dad worked and my mom stayed home and raised me basically.
Yeah, that was it for me too.
And I think that worked, and we can also see in the statistics that actually that works very well.
I mean, that worked out all right.
I don't
But
know. They both seem fucked up.
That's true. That's true, though.
it's true. Yeah. So no, I did want to have that same thing. I just
But
picked the wrong one to spend 8 years on.
yeah,
Probably.
maybe you should have talked that out more at the beginning.
Oh man, I
But that
kind of
again, like that's kind of it's not something that you go plan ahead. Like, you're not gonna say like, okay, you're gonna be the fucking caretaker, I'm gonna be the provider, and like let's start this shit. Like, no, that shit only can only happen naturally.
In a discussion.
Well, yes, but also, I mean,
A discussion would muddy the waters, and
it,
people can
it,
change over time.
it wasn't even a discussion. Like, I was finishing up my studies, I was getting a job, I was actually the provider.
Yeah, you fell into that role early on,
Well, I wanted to be in that role as
and you
well.
happen to be good for it.
Yeah, and then when the money got tight,
Mhm.
uh, things fell apart.
See, that's the
Yeah.
problem. When you
So,
set
yeah,
yourself into a role, you people change and situations change. You can't hold yourself to what's it called, pigeonhole, or have that tunnel vision of thinking like this will be my entire life and this will be my role. If I don't do this, then I'm fucked, and then something else happens that you can't control, and then you no longer serve that role, and then you get discarded.
If it's not flexible, it'll probably break.
Yes.
yeah. And so that was not a, let's say, mutual agreement, even though, the idea was, we're gonna support each other, but
Yeah.
like, in reality, that kind of doesn't happen, because in general, when women are stressed out about their safety and financial security, they leave or
Uh-huh.
look for better options.
I'd
And that
say
is,
every human does that.
mm, it's no,
Why you wouldn't do that?
no, men, wait, what is it? Women file 80% divorces, and it's true for ending relationships as well.
Right.
So that means men are willing to stick it out during the rough times, and
So you would do that too.
I did. I helped her through college. Um, went into debt. I made, yeah, just did everything I could
Unfortunately,
to.
my evidence is only anecdotal, but I've heard,
Yeah.
um, I've seen it happen more. That the woman is the one that sticks it out, and the man abandons.
It's interesting.
I think when a kid
Yeah.
comes into the picture, that's definitely
Oh yeah, it
So I
happens
think,
a lot
yeah,
more.
it, then, we can, um, you know, broaden or generalize it to reciprocity. And with that comes, I think, when things kind of turn to shit, uh, it's kind of the biggest betrayal you can have, like, for
In a
better, for
relationship,
worse.
yeah,
And
people that
then,
promise each other to be always together, and all of a sudden, as soon as troubles start, they go like, okay, you know what, fuck this, goodbye.
that's gotta be shit. It's
yeah,
That's gotta scar you, man.
imagine your support just being like, okay, well, can't be the sport anymore. Bye. Yeah.
yeah. And
Arathrum, do
also,
you think you'll ever be able to move past that?
And if so, what
um,
would it take?
I think I did. I have. I've changed. I've changed a lot, like, since then.
In a good way?
Also, yeah, yeah, for sure.
Gotcha.
Um, Also, did the research, did the therapy,
Oh, that's good.
and tried medication for a while, got off of it. Did some soul searching, and I also now, I really know what I want, and I also have a better understanding of SMV
What's that?
Yeah.
of things. So like sexual marketplace value.
Oh no.
For men it tends to go up at a certain point, and women do hit the wall. It's kind of red pill. But I am seeing a change.
I hear a lot of red pill talk in there. Yeah.
Yeah. It is kind of undeniable. Like I don't want
Mm,
to, and I live in a very egalitarian society as well. But
Yeah.
I do see women becoming increasingly masculine,
Yeah.
Okay.
and
What do you mean by that?
vice versa, more dominant, more aggressive, more demanding.
You think dominance is an only male trait?
Uh, Not really,
You think?
no. But I think that um, men have a different relationship with dominance than women do.
Would you be? Would you say it's like the Ring of Sauron? Like they know how to wield it.
Uh,
It is well, in a way, it is, and it's not a unique story by any stretch, actually. But there's tons of stories about kind of men wanting to build together, pedestalizing women. When they reach a certain point, they are kind of like, "Hey, thanks, bye. On to the next one." And that is something that
hmm.
I guess is natural, um, and that is not something you're told. Also, like, not a topic people bring up over a coffee break. But what I am
Are you the kind to abandon
uh,
abandon ship as soon as it gets hard? Like over
exactly, yeah.
coffee. Like I wouldn't imagine like myself asking that on the first date.
But
It's
yeah,
not a first date kind of question.
no. Well, it is becoming like increasingly so.
Hmm.
Um, because I do notice that with age, like, I think that, and that's also a personal change, right? That kind of changes the world around me.
Right.
That
What does
being
that do
more
for you?
being more direct and upfront about things, and also still uh like you're not gonna find many women that are going to admit that they will go for the taller, richer, stronger guy, for example.
Like, wouldn't that be like, um, for example, you have a preference with women, right? You like you have a type.
Everyone has a type.
Yeah.
You never.
Uh,
There's never someone that doesn't actually really care. There is a type for everyone.
There has to at least be a small amount of like, well,
Favorability, yeah.
well, so that depends. Um, you mean in terms of
We're talking
appearances, or
specifically visceral reaction, first thing that comes to mind, like first impression kind of shit. Just what your gut tells you. No amount of
Yeah.
rationalization or even parsing the information that's hitting your eyeballs or any other sense.
physical, mental, and emotional.
Yes.
yeah, it's
No rational.
usually it's the bad ones,
Oh
bad
no.
Uh,
He is
bad ones.
fucking full.
I can fix it.
I
I
I
can
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 fix
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 her.
that.
I can fix her. Yeah, dude, it's my type. I like the quirky ones, the weird ones. I know they're gonna,
But okay, but
no.
like okay, the I can fix her thing that implies that you're seeking to change the things that you see. right?
Big fixer, but I
Well,
like the way she
no.
is.
Make
I'm
the
gonna
Yeah,
make her
army.
worse.
well, no, like I'm kind of done fixing women.
No, just make them
Yeah, no
But
worse.
fixing.
but
Done
Yeah,
no
make 'em
fixing
worse.
women.
No fixing
but-
me. I'm done fixing women.
but
Um,
What a
I don't know.
statement.
I think it's also I think it's also been like a little bit of bad luck.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah, that can be a factor.
like
Sure.
I so I do want to take accountability. The choices I specifically made, but also bad luck, dude. I met some really messed up women. You know,
You're telling me.
um,
Yeah, my boy Shinlar
but
has got the source
at
for you.
I got the
at the
crazies.
same time, there has been a woman in my life, and honestly, um, she would be like wife material, and she was head over heels, like in love with me,
Right?
Uh-huh.
and she actually cheated on her
Oh,
boyfriend with me
ooh,
out of a
oh,
10-year relationship, so I broke that.
wait, so you knew?
And I knew, yeah,
Wow, you're a
I did.
bad boyfriend.
No, I did. No, and
damn. So okay, in that case, the relationship already started on the wrong foot.
Yep.
it did, but she was all I don't know, because also it's been it's been a long time. She
Right?
had all the qualities, but she didn't
Sure.
excite me
Except
enough.
except for the fact that she was already. Wait. So
It didn't
the,
excite you enough?
what ended the relationship?
Wait, what?
Did you end the relationship with this
Which
woman?
which one?
Cheater
The
woman.
No, so I did not have a relationship like with her.
You just
Oh,
did the
We just
dirty with her.
yeah. So uh
Hmm.
we we had a friends with benefits kind of
ah,
situation for a while.
bring like it all comes
Um
full circle, baby.
but it was yeah, and that was after like I just broke up um from the second relationship, so that was 10 years worth of relationships, and
Oof.
I was about to go on a ramp. I just about to go on a rampage. It was like I don't know, maybe not. It didn't come from a good place, but it was like, you know what? As long as you're not married or whatever, um,
You seem
you
nice.
know,
Get in.
yeah, I
Would you fuck me? Would you?
We're both having a horrible
I was,
time.
I was,
Let's be horrible
I was,
together.
yeah. I
it
was quoting
was
Crazy Taxi, by the way.
Oh yeah.
so that
Instead of it being a, oh, we're both lonely, it was, oh, we're both miserable.
but
God.
We
also,
both
well, like
out of
okay, so
spite.
yeah, a little bit of spite. No, but it wasn't like targeted or oh, I'm gonna do this
No, it's
thing
not. Yeah,
to
no, it's not
get some
targeted.
revenge.
You weren't
Also,
pre-planning it.
she wasn't really happy in her relationship, and I came along.
Yeah,
That
Yeah.
was like the ideal new
I
guy
can't
It
or
was
remember
whatever.
the word, but there is a word
it was
for
a
it.
spur of the moment.
No,
Yeah,
no, like the reason why you got together, like you decided to be together because you weren't like happy
Just because
alone.
they're
There,
both
there is,
miserable.
yeah, there is a word for it,
yeah.
and I
Only
got
difference
it.
is that she wasn't alone. She made, I guess, in a more real
She
sense,
felt lonely.
she felt lonely, but she wasn't
Yeah,
alone. She did have
yeah.
someone there.
No, it actually like well,
Oh no, are we gonna
it
justify it
actually
now?
no, oh, a lot of stuff happened, dude. No, so it actually
It's very confusing,
started
yeah.
with the fact that she was talking to me
Mhm.
about some of the frustrations she had in her relationship, and I was actually trying to help her um
With your
fix
dick.
it. Yes, in the end.
Ah,
No, and
it
I
worked.
no, so I was giving her advice because, well, let's say
Take your
the
time.
the
Take your
foundation
time,
wasn't
brother.
that healthy. Yeah. So
Mhm.
like she wasn't getting the attention she needed, and then I came
Mhm.
along, so I kind of filled that void and fantasy, and all. She
Oh,
was beautiful, smart, um, really, really extremely kind, and we had a great click. And started off as kind of feeling like we already knew each other for a long time, and she was just
Right.
telling me these things, and I was like heavily like deep into red pill as well, and it was like he, no, but he would, like, she would tell me things that he would do, and she would
Oh
ask
my
me
god.
like, what do I do, like what the hell do I do, because
Okay.
he's not interested, he's ignored, right? I want his attention. It's like, okay,
Right.
try this. Just, you announced you were coming home, okay, stay in the car for a couple of minutes, do nothing. So he gets like curious, maybe anxious, excited.
Worried.
Wait, where is she? Worried? Yeah. So I kind of tried to give her some ammo to get him interested in her again, you know.
Hmm.
But
although I guess it's more of like I guess number one advice probably would have just been like, oh, you should probably talk with them. Say that you're
Yeah, that would
unhappy.
have been my advice.
no, but but nah, he didn't have any time. He was working a lot, also evenings.
Probably supporting
And
her as well.
it was he just didn't have time for her, and he wasn't just that committed. And they were, I in a way, I guess
Right.
they were
Or he
lazy
was
dating as
So
well.
try to bait his attention wouldn't be the best course of action because it's an external factor that was affecting the relationship.
Yeah, and it has been that for it was like that for a while, and she wanted for marry, have kids, all that stuff, and he's like, no, I gotta finish this first, and then I gotta do this, and then that, and that is also a very common scenario, which means that the man is not ready to take up that burden just yet, or just not with that woman.
Where you think the
So,
men should have done more?
no, I think they should have broken up like a while back,
yeah.
because dating for 10 years, um, if anything, he damaged her a lot more than I did. Like, and then, like, I could turn this around. Like, I may have done her a
Twist.
favor.
You're about to say, I can twist it.
I may have done her a favor, okay?
Holy
Because
shit.
no, she is approaching the age of geriatric pregnancy.
Oh,
Nobody talks about this. When you're
Yeah, the
35
30.
is
Yeah.
geriatric. The
It sounds insulting,
complications.
but it's true.
Yeah. No, so it's what it's called. Like, yeah, medical definition. And every year you take away from a woman is increasingly more damaging to not just her physical, or not just her mental health, but also physical health. And especially women, um, the more partners they encounter. So in that case, well, kind of. And so women have two like challenges, because if they stay with it, and well, it's both, it's true for both men and women, but I think for women it's a little bit um more over represented. So staying for a person with a long time, that imprints on you and it shapes you in a way that may make you unfit for another person, especially like after 10 years. Like, and I noticed this for myself. Like there's, I think it took several years for after the 8-year relationship ended to just get her voice out of my head
Oh, okay.
when I was by myself. Like, that cheese is smelly. Oh, you should put that there. I don't like this series. Oh, this is a stupid song. And these are like, you know, those were her thoughts. Like it took me years to figure out, wait, which part of this is hers and what was mine. So that's one thing. So you have the imprinting, um, which leads to making it harder to pair bond with the next person. So it's also related to women um, growing up faster.
Right.
Their headlights turn on a little bit faster than they do for men
Headlong.
because they have to
Way faster
choose
than me, for
faster.
sure.
Yeah, yeah. Men are kind of lagging behind. It's like, oh shit. Oh. And that's also it's a natural thing. Um, because women, first of all, are more vulnerable. They have to be able to make a decision for a good partner uh, sooner in life. That is, on the one hand, due to being more vulnerable. They have to be sharper. They have to be more intelligent. They have to focus on these things like quicker because it can really damage them, their outcomes.
I will say that, you know, thing with cheating as well is that, if not you, probably would have chose someone. So
Yes.
as scummy as that does sound, that is often the
Is yeah.
Sounds insulting me. Yeah, it was more about her feeling lonely than finding you and going like, you know what, he's perfect. Everything I
Yeah.
need.
No, it was a kind of fulfillment, and it was mutual because she also gave me um a type or quality of fulfillment I haven't had in a long time from my own relationship. So it was, I don't know, it was I think perfect is a weird word for this, but it was like a really strong um just a strong match, and it happened pretty quickly, actually.
That's just the thing in my experience. What I think is a perfect match at the beginning, later turns out to be just what I needed at the time.
infatuation.
Infatuation, yeah, that's way more accurate. Like it was my idea. Like at the time, I was just feeling lonely, and then this person that I see here matches the superficial wants I have is like I want like purely
No, it was
example. I don't actually think that. I need a woman to shut the fuck up and listens to me, and then she does that,
No, no, no.
and then
It
I'm
was
like, oh, yes, perfect, let's go.
no,
And
no,
then
no. It
later
was
on, she talks, and I'm like, no.
oh yeah, that sucks. Yeah, yeah, it sucks when that happens.
When
Had
the
that
woman
too.
talks, fuck, dude, shit.
Yeah, I hate it when they talk. No, but no, no. This was deeper than infatuation. There were elements of. I'm gonna have to
Mhm.
reach into my deep vocabulary. But no, there
Ooh.
was admiration, adoration, respect,
Mhm.
understanding, um, forgiveness. There were, I would say, all the elements to actually, you know, build a life together.
Is there any reason why it didn't continue on then? That you would take a guess at?
I was not in the position. I was not ready.
Mhm.
Um, and based on my previous two relationships, so one was, hmm, it's weird. They both had like a completely different nature, and also I've never, I hadn't experienced that amount of um like sincerity and well intended like actual care. So I found it overwhelming, and I she came too close. I pushed her away. I had other things to deal with, um, and I was still carrying stuff from my previous relationships as well. So I went from, let's say, kind of the lazy dating, the 8 year long thing. It was good. It was bad. It was marriage. No, like probably should have picked better. Relationship afterwards was highly exciting, like extreme, just probably not good, but very physical, so to say, very energetic. In the end, also kind of violent. And then there was, yeah, there was her. And I would say on paper, it should have worked out actually, like
Yeah.
100%, but could have been focused on the wrong things. But I just came out of a relationship where the physical attraction was just so strong that that was something I was focused on, and she wasn't giving me that. Like, not saying that she was unattractive. I think it was also like we had almost, like the spiritual connection, like really deep level understanding, wanting to help each other. But the other one was like a fucking joyride while the car was on fire. having sex all the time, you know?
Yeah.
And that kind of set a different benchmark. And then it's like, what do I do with this? It doesn't excite me. And I was too young as well. And, you know, over the years, I realized, well, I don't necessarily want excitement out of a relationship. I kind of want peace of mind.
You
That's what
want
I want to.
you want something stable, something manageable.
Something stable, someone to
I don't want to
do.
play games with somebody. I don't want to be force to trick somebody into liking me or to keep finding reasons for having someone beside me. You know, try to keep this person.
You don't want
Like
to
that's not.
shape
No,
yourself to someone else's in.
If
Damn,
I
Fox, I
happen
thought we
to,
had something going.
if I happen to shape myself to around this person, it that can happen naturally.
Yeah.
So I'm not like as soon as I realize like, wait, I didn't do this before. The relationship is ruined. Like goodbye. Like no, that's that sounds psychotic.
no. And the thing is that the that's something. It felt like ripping an arm off though, because I was not in the state to like continue into a relationship. Um, but also I think to this very day, even though it's been a couple of years ago and she's hard, you know, obviously also due to what happened between us. But uh, wait, what was I gonna say?
Isn't
I
it a
wasn't
bit?
able to move forward, and we were having such a deep connection, and I at some point I couldn't continue the situation because I knew it was only going to be more damaging to her if I kept it going. So I
Mhm.
cut it off, and it felt like ripping off a limb, actually, because I did have to, you know, I had to let her go, and she was actually one of the few, if not the only person on this planet who actually saw me for who I am. And I can say that, like, not even my mom, uh, not even some of my best friends do, like, see me for what I am. And I think she really did. And I just wasn't the right, wasn't the right time. I was in a bad place.
Do you feel like if you were given another chance, you might be finally ready?
I don't know. That's the thing. But I would trust her the most out of everyone. Like, I would 100%. Was actually not true. I lied about it. Fuck.
Christopher, 100%. Actually, wait, she
mm,
lied.
90%. No, so I would say on important things, she would never betray me. And
Right.
like for long term important stuff, I think marriage is more like a business deal or contract, you know? um, where you have roles, duties, all that sort of stuff, and she is reliable, loving, and kind, intelligent, smart, all those things. And yeah, I wasn't there yet.
Right.
Well, but also now, I don't know. I don't know if I could. I don't know.
Well,
I also, yeah. I don't even know if I have time for the emotional investment to a relationship right now.
right. And that's kind of why I was asking about the whole friends with benefits situation. Not only that, because Charlie also brought it up, but it's an interesting point of, you know, can you be happy within that situation, knowing that, you will only have the connection of friends, you're not going to get anything closer like lovers or anything like that. It's going to just be friends with the sexual addition to it as well.
Yeah.
By the way, I do want to say that it is about the hour and a half mark, so I
Mhm.
didn't know if you had your meetings
Angry
coming
lady
up.
to go deal with. Yeah.
Wait, sorry?
I didn't know if you had your meetings coming up or not, but
Oh,
but
crap.
Yeah, you said you had like an hour. It's been a bit over an hour now.
yeah, or you
Oh,
didn't miss
whoops.
your
Yeah.
things.
Block this. At what?
Yep.
At 1. Nope. I'm good.
Alrighty.
You sound tired, anyways.
Is there anything you'd like to talk about on here? Maybe some. I know we kind of went into like some deep,
I mean,
relationship.
we're talking, yeah, we're talking about relationships, and he got to talk about relationships.
If I went into, I didn't really talk about much, but if I went into detail about my past relationships, that would be a stream of its own.
Yeah, I know that
Oh.
you've had like quite a.
Oh, I've had a lot of crazy bitches.
Oh,
Let's see. I had one that got off killing dogs. Didn't find that
okay.
out until afterwards.
Well,
Right.
And then one of them was trying to kill me.
Oh,
Not because they hated me.
right.
I don't know why,
because
but they were
they
just
love
crazy.
you?
No, not even that. I don't know why. It wasn't love or hate. It was something else entirely.
Yeah.
Shinlar.
Women are 80% more likely to use a weapon as well.
Of course.
I guess that would come for anybody being in disadvantage physically.
Yep.
Shinlar, do you ever truly feel heard by the people around you?
Sometimes.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. You're a
Yeah,
hungry boy. You haven't eaten yet, have you?
I didn't do my dinner yet. How
Oh.
about I go start that up and you guys maybe bibble babble?
Okay, we can bibble babble.
Now the podcast
Okay.
is in your hands. I'll be right back. Cool.
Oh god, it's the second time it does it. I
Welcome
can't
to the
handle the
Bamboo
pressure.
Thicket podcast with your host, Panda.
And
Yes.
You like elevator music.
That's my new
I got
handle I go with, anyways.
oh, you change handles a lot. What's up with that?
I don't know.
There's got to be a
It's
reason, right?
maybe.
Not a rational reason, but a reason all the same.
Yeah.
What do you think it could be?
I don't know. I don't know at all. It's just something that sticks, I guess.
But it doesn't stick. That's the problem.
Yeah, no. No, otherwise.
What do you decide to change your username this time, or your handle?
Huh? Oh, it's just Panda.
Yeah, why?
Oh, why? I don't know. Just got old of the old name. Got
You
sick
got
of it.
bored?
Yeah.
Anything about it bother you?
Yeah, I'd say one or two things. An
Mhm.
old group would recognize it that I would rather not associate myself with.
Okay, that's a very rational reason.
Number two, I don't know, just bad memories with it.
With the name.
Yeah.
Does that happen to you too? Just any uh, association you can make with a certain element that hasn't, like, unrelated element can bring back
I feel
things like that.
can, but no, I just don't like the name anymore because of the implications.
That's precisely what I'm getting at.
I don't know, but no rhyme or real reason.
Seems to be a reason there.
I mean, yes, avoiding a certain group. That is the reason. Eh,
Sounds good. The- in my case, I see that this is that the way I relate, or fuck, the way I interact with other people doesn't necessarily require a change of identity every now and then.
no, it
I've never
doesn't.
gotten so much into trouble with other people that it requires me to, like, start my life
I
over.
didn't get in trouble. I just don't want to avoid. I don't want to be around them.
If I want to avoid somebody, I just fucking avoid them. I just don't interact with them anymore. It doesn't require me changing my name or, like, trying to get them not to follow me anymore. I'm just blunt. I'm uh very
It might also
honest with them.
it might also
If it
be the
comes
case
to it.
of I like the new name more as well than the old.
Is that okay? No, you're
Yeah.
changing the reason now.
No, I'm not changing the reason. Same two reasons are there, but I also just like the new name more.
Sure. But you previously said that there was no reason other than avoid a certain group of people.
I mean, that's the main reason.
All right.
Liking the name is not a reason. It's just I just like it.
It's a plus.
That's it.
Yeah, it's
It's
a
just a
plus.
plus.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. There he is. There's the man of the hour. He's
I'm back.
got food
Hello.
being made.
I got
What is it?
Hey,
got a 4 pork chops being cooked in the oven, and I'll be putting the other 3 in a container for tomorrow. The next 3 nights of food. Thank you.
Hmm. I feel like making beef bowl after this.
Do it. What
Put
was
some barbecue sauce on it and mozzarella or not mozzarella, pepper jack.
good for you, bitch? Anyways,
Good for you and your pork chops, bitch.
what was discussed while I was gone?
Changing username. It's just it's so
Just
difficult
something
getting
stupid
information out of Shinlar.
Dude,
because I'm
you
kind of
know,
out of it.
you're a closed book. I think you're
No,
very
I'm just
much like
out of it right
myself.
now.
I think you're very much like myself in a way. You
What makes you say
don't
that?
mind providing a deep answer, but
Mhm.
nothing that would link
As long
itself
as
to
it doesn't
you.
reveal any information about your personality or yourself.
I have a personality.
Yes, you do.
I think we
Even
both
if
do.
you don't want to admit it, but yes, you do have a very
I know
cool
I have
personality.
one.
I think it's a
It's somewhere in there.
me personally. I think it's rejection. Something.
Best experiences make me not want to be who I was.
Because of the response that might have.
Mm. Also,
Is
the
it the
betterment.
same? Is it the same for you, Justy? You don't think people are gonna accept who you are?
Yeah, I think it's very much from a past incident of like rejection.
Yeah, but we're different people.
Well, you're different
You're the
people
boy.
now, but everyone changes.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna turn into the people that don't accept you.
I don't know. I feel like some people do not change though.
Some
change
people
is
don't
so
change, but there are
minute.
different people.
Yeah.
That's what I'm arguing here.
Yeah.
I think for me and Shinlar, our best person to consolidate in is ourselves. Very
Or our
much.
significant other, perhaps.
Yeah. If you have a fucking girlfriend, but you know,
Why are you
not all
single?
of us do. You
I
know,
I wouldn't bank everything on my significant other
No,
to
I wouldn't either. I don't want
fix
them
my
burdened
shortcomings.
with.
You just said that. You just said that you're gonna
Yes,
do
but I
that.
don't want them burdened by me. I don't want to be a
Oh my God.
burden.
I think he means
No,
I'd
no.
rather
he
keep it to
opens
myself mostly.
he
Yeah,
opens up to them.
that's the worst choice you can make.
I'm self-destructive, thank you.
Yes.
Crap, we're getting a call, guys.
Okay,
Have
that's a
fun.
very important call.
Don't get abducted.
You can't block that call.
Oof. Okay,
I
both of
can't.
you, we need to get into more of that conversation because
Abduction?
holy shit. No. Ah. My God.
Yeah, maybe we
My God.
can.
Yeah, you can. There's
That would
some
definitely
healing
be
to be done
something
there.
me and Justy could do.
Yeah.
But
Until we
you both like that.
turn on each other, you know.
Yeah,
You
we kill each
both
other.
are
And,
like that. Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Like, would you consider yourself to be the kind of people that would do that kind of thing
Do
What,
what?
kill each other?
to kill each other? No, as soon as something you don't like, you come to know something about some other people, you think you would just reject them outright? Be like, okay, he's not the way I wanted him to be. Okay, goodbye.
I mean, I hated Justy at first, and then I came to like him. That's just who he is.
Oh,
I think, you know, for me, it's very much like a shock. But other than that, I'm very accepting of the person. Even with people I, you know, generally just do not agree with at all. Like I know,
do you think other people aren't capable of that?
I think they are, but I think it's less of other people. I think it's how, and I'm not gonna speak on Schindler's behalf because I don't know how he also takes it, but I think it's how we react to it. Or
Yeah, I'm about the
Mhm.
same.
yeah, it's less about how other people act, but more of how we react. It's, you know, if I was like, oh, you know, let me tell you about this sexual kink that I enjoy, and people say,
Mhm.
oh, that's cool, you know,
Let me
there's
tell you about why I like scat porn. Oh boy.
yeah, you know, as an example, if that was it, you know,
Yeah.
it's very much like someone could be like, oh, okay, and I feel like that is a neutral response, right? But
hmm
if that was
Yeah.
said towards me, I'd be like, oh man, that okay, I guess I'm going to be isolated from this
No,
society, you know.
I'm being shut down and isolated.
Yeah,
They don't actually care.
yeah,
It only takes a single takedown for you to be like, okay, goodbye,
yeah,
goodbye, society in general. I'm out of here.
yeah. And again, I can't speak on
It's
Schindler's
yeah,
behalf, but
tolerance for rejection
yeah,
got whittled down somewhere along the road. I would assume.
I would say it's the constantness throughout, you know, childhood is what did it for me. It was very much like
Mm.
being
Mhm.
rejected from friends, being rejected from family, being rejected from a lot of things, you know. It's
God, I do not remember my childhood.
well, you may have blocked it out
I
a little
might
bit,
have.
May have.
but I
Okay, but like take this into account. I had pretty much similar childhood to that. Like nobody really accepted me for who and what I am.
did your family.
Yeah,
I mean, I had an abusive father, so.
Yeah,
I didn't.
we didn't really have family to rely on either. That's the issue, I
Yeah.
think.
I wasn't relying on my family because I outright believed that they did not want me.
For me, I had to take care of my brother, so I'd be there for him.
Wait, so
Yeah.
man, I hate that little crutch that this generation does. Like your generation, this is old man yelling at clown moment.
You know what my
you end up
ancestors had to go through?
every time you mention a quality or a condition when talking about psychology or uh, tasks or something related to that, to the effort of having to interact with other people, you always end up in the word so, as if attempting to continue the explanation or summarize what you just said, but you never do. And it fucking drives me insane. It's a big old both a man yelling, old man yelling at cloud and tism moment. It's combined, and it drives me fucking nuts.
So it
Thank
makes
you.
you upset.
That make you feel?
Yes.
Yeah, and
Yes to both. Fuck
I
you to
think
both,
this is
too.
just another, this is just
It's a
another
general.
case of it, as well as that, it is, at least me opening up about the reason why I don't open up, and then this is the reaction. It's like, oh well, there you go. It's
I might
like,
as well kill
What's the
myself.
reaction?
huh?
Was it like my reaction?
Yeah, just the general reaction of like, oh well, the fuck it, I don't like how you act, It's like, oh well, that's just how I am trying to explain it, but guess I'm just gonna fucking turn into an armadillo and ball myself up even more.
I'd rather be a pill bug.
Yeah, I mean, I've been so many times in the situation of like of people yelling at me. It's like, why aren't you correct? So why aren't you perfect? Or why aren't you exactly what I want you to
autistic?
be?
Yeah.
Yeah, stop being autistic and fucking shaking me. Only emotionally, and never been like physically abused because of that. I'm way too big for that. And the only answer I honestly can give them is I can't do any better. I just am like this. So I'm on one part sorry I can't be what you want, but on the other part is like I'd rather be myself than seeking your approval. Fuck you.
Yeah, I am autistic.
I'm autistic, guys. I can be autistic if I want. I'll do a 360 and walk away.
Shut the fuck up.
You started it. Fuck off. Oh bitch. Oh bitch. All of this thing that you're feeling close enough yourselves is because you're not accepting of other people as you think you are.
Yeah, and that's what I explained. That again, I'm not gonna speak on Schindler's behalf, but I think at least for
Please
myself,
do.
more than it is our reaction to disapproval or a dislike towards us. Maybe it's
Yeah.
I think this is an issue where someone else would have to look upon it, because you can't ever see the true light at the end of the tunnel yourself. You need to reflect off of others and see what their opinion on it is. But at least for me,
It takes a lot more. Yeah, it takes a lot more work for real introspection.
yeah, I think
And
you need
sometimes
other people's
it takes
opinions
somebody
on it.
else.
Yeah. One of the big reasons why I get depressed.
But it's also important not to let that get to you. Like what other people think of you does not really define you.
I think it's just wanting to fit in.
Be normal.
It's
I would
wanting to
say
be our
okay,
true selves, and then
yeah.
being spat on, and it's like, well, shit,
Well, might
man.
as well just die.
May as
Oh
well
man,
conform to the norm, baby.
yeah. See, I don't subscribe to that.
Yeah.
And it's just
It
like that
it
Shaun
really
White
is like
game.
sometimes. Yeah, I'm Shaun White. Shaun White skateboarding. Always being weird compared to my peers. Not smarter, not like more capable, not even by close. I mean, not even by a long shot. But it's just weird. The certain behaviors in me don't fit well with the group. I still get um tolerated. I don't know if outright accepted, but I think I've had my friendships for long enough for me to assume that is the case. See, this is never, you're never going to get that one confirmation It's like the one person that just beams down from the sky and go like, yes, you are good enough. Like you, unfortunately, you're never really gonna get that. And even if somebody says those exact same words, that doesn't mean shit. The only person that can truly accept you, I'm gonna sound like a fucking fortune cookie, is yourself.
Gross. Thanks. Thanks. I'll take the generic information and put it right next to all the other shit.
It'll go right up on the refrigerator with
Man,
all the other
it's
pictures.
almost like we've heard this, and
Yeah, and
our
like, did you care to
entire
fucking
lives.
actually listen to that?
I
Or
mean,
you're
we
gonna like,
listen, and it's like, okay,
yeah,
we do accept ourselves. We do love ourselves. Why can't we get it from anyone else?
you do get it. You do get it.
You only get the fucking surface, though. That's what I mean.
No, not necessarily. I mean that you're never really gonna know if you don't try, you know. And I know you have tried. It's just that you're not 80 careening towards the end of your life and thinking like nobody actually ever liked me. Like I think you might be more in a position to say that kind of shit if your life was actually ending. It's not yet. You got time. There's more people, and they can or could accept you eventually.
So
But don't accept you.
So we have to be in that position in order to be able to be happy. You're saying we have
Yeah,
to.
it takes a lot more. Maybe not happy. I wouldn't be happy if I just got accepted. That would be one of those needs. But my actually, I think that's the difference. Like I get more self fulfillment out of something I can do for myself than other people can do for me.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's the whole thing about it is that I feel good about myself. I like myself.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really need anyone else's opinion. But when people are like, why don't you open up more? And then I do, and then it's a rejection or some kind of dislike towards it. Again, and that is their opinion. That is their.
How heavy is this rejection, by the way? It's like people try to kill you for what you like.
No, it's simply for me. It's simply just kind of being made to be the weird one out. Being like, well,
Shamed.
yeah, it's you're not normal like the rest of us, and there is no defining normalness in society.
Not
but,
really. No.
Not really.
So they're full of shit.
Yeah, exactly. But it is very much like, well, you don't even fit in this niche group that you may have even founded yourself. It's like great.
Yeah. Okay. Like, guess why that happens? Because you don't fully show yourself to this group while putting it together.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to start with that. Like that's the problem. It's like you unfortunately you're gonna get hurt a lot and rejected a lot too. But that is just part of it. Like you're gonna continue to fail and get rejected until you find that one group that actually accepts you for who you are.
I accept you.
I accept you too, you fucking
I
asshole.
don't accept myself.
See, and that's why I didn't want to.
It takes a longer time.
That's why I didn't want to speak for you, Shin. I know that you've had personal struggles with that.
It takes a lot of effort and a lot of time.
Absolutely.
It takes a what's it called, the concern? No, not concern.
Takes a village.
Takes a village.
I hate that. I hate that saying.
Pretty bad.
But it
Does not
I'm gonna
take
go
a
put
village.
meat in the oven one.
He's putting his pee in the oven. Okay.
in the oven.
Yeah, he says putting his meat in the oven.
Oh, okay.
I completely forgot you're doing
that
your
works.
stream.
Yeah, I was. I think I'm done with this commission actually.
Right? Aren't you working on another separate bit of it?
Yeah, I'm gonna get back to that one.
Okay.
Where the fuck did I? There it is. Okay, goodbye color palette and the other guy, this guy. Ah,
I fucking figured it out.
did you?
Yeah,
Had an epiphany?
I fucking figured it out while I was putting the meat in the oven. Right,
Yeah, you put your
This-
PP in the oven.
this right here, right.
Instructions unclear.
This is
Stick in
the
the oven.
fucking friends with the
Uh-huh.
benefit for like us with friendships.
Ah!
I'll explain. Okay. You
No,
know
I see
how
what you're saying.
yeah, you know how you or Arathrum might go into a friends with benefits because you crave that need for some kind of, love, right?
Closeness, all of that.
Closeness,
Our whole
intimacy, right? All that. I think that's the same thing with me. It's, I failed so many times at showing my true self and being rejected
Mhm.
for it that I may as well conform to the norm and just mix in. So that way I can be accepted and at least have some amount of closeness. Even if it's not as deep as I would like it to be, it's something, right?
It sounds like you're gonna deprive yourself of some things, but I can totally see where you're coming from.
But that's exactly what I mean. Is that it's still not healthy, right? Because we're not
It's
being
still not healthy.
our true selves, right? But I can at least reason with it, say that is probably the reason why we don't open up and all that is because
Do you think you can be a fraction of yourself, like show little snippets of your real personality?
I think the only way that's possible is if you follow it up with Lamaugers.
Well, yeah, that would invalidate everything that you've done so far. Like,
Yeah,
see, I
exactly.
got an aunt that's exactly like that. Like, she like hits him. Oh, actually,
It's almost like
you
self-deprecation
gotta-
humor, I'd imagine.
Oh, mom.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, and don't you hate that?
Yeah,
Don't you
I
hate
do.
that kind of humor?
I do hate it. I hate
Yeah.
it so much. It's like, but here I am
Now,
doing
now
it.
I see exactly. No, I see exactly why you hate it,
Yeah.
and you're right. You're right to hate it.
Crazy. That's a
Yeah,
self-realization, right?
we learned some things today, boys.
It has been, what, 2 hours into the podcast now?
We are at the hour and 47 mark, so we should
Okay.
probably wrap it
Yeah.
up.
Yeah. And did our boy already leave?
He's on phone call. He might as well have
Is
been.
still there? Okay.
Yeah, I think he got out a lot what he was trying. I did
Yeah.
want to hit him with but isn't it kind of weird you turned out like that girl, that girl's boyfriend she cheated on? Because I think he brought up at the
Yeah,
end that he couldn't handle a
we were getting to
relationship.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to hit him with that, but he kept bibbling when he should have been babbling.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that in the next psych session.
Yeah, next psych session. At least this
Yeah.
one was deep, which I appreciate because most of the time,
Disclaimer: this does not
This one
count
was-
as a psychological. Wait, what?
This one was deep within the flesh this time.
yeah, still not as
When-
deep as I'd like to go. I want someone,
Oh, okay.
You
we
want to
can go
get to the
deeper.
heart of it, huh?
I want someone to have a realization.
You just did.
Yeah,
You
me.
did.
But I've already had a self-realization to be someone.
Oh.
I need the therapy works for me, but I need to see if it works for other people as well.
I want to say you narcissist, but that's not the word I'm looking for.
No, that was, it's the
Narcissistic.
opposite.
Yeah.
Narcissistic.
It's the
Bro.
opposite because you don't want it to be about you. You want other people fucking opening up and shit.
Oh,
I can open up.
What is
Yeah?
the game of today?
No, he
The
doesn't. He doesn't get a
recommendation?
game on
No,
here.
I
This is
know,
bullshit.
I don't do recommendation.
Nah.
I don't get that privilege here.
But would you guys like to wrap up anything, or would you like to say anything to the people watching? Would you like to
Mhm.
say hello to Ben Killa, who's probably watching?
Thank you. I know you're watching, motherfucker. I'm gonna find you.
If you have a friends with benefits, wrap your wee wee.
Wrap away, wrap your wee wee
Wrap,
anyways.
yeah, wrap it anyways. Don't have kids. Not worth it yet.
What?
Economy's in shambles.
Okay, let me actually that would be my closing statement for this thing. Just like with babies and relationships and friends, you'll never be ready. You
No,
just gotta
no one's
fucking
ever ready.
leap of faith. You may land
Mhm.
in onto broken glass, but you won't die.
I think that's a good.
There you go.
Shinlar, anything you want to wrap up with?
Yeah, your wee wee.
Okay. Thanks to everyone for being part of the podcast. I appreciate you all very much for doing that. I think if Arathrum was here, he would probably say to go check out his YouTube channel and to go
Yeah, check
listen
his
to
YouTube
his.
channel.
And follow Fox's Picardo.
Yay!
Woo!
Yeah, the thing you're watching right now, if you're on Picardo.
Eh.
But yeah, thanks everyone for watching. Be sure to. Oh wait, hold up. I
Oh,
gotta go see if there's any or not vent. If there's any podcast questions
Yes.
in the new podcast questions channel. Probably not though.
mm.
TBH.
we got to do it. It's question time. Question time.
Nope, there are none.
Oh, there you go. Anyways, I hope everyone had a good time. I love you all dearly, and bye.